Hi FlossTube, I'm Autumn, the Yellow Rose Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Occasionally I throw in knitting and quilting. Today there's a little knitting, but did I say what today was? Today's Friday, August the 14th. So I hope you're doing well, staying inside where it's cool and stitching. I've been trying to do more yard work a little bit this summer, and things were really looking good until about the last week of July, and now into August things are starting to look a little beaten down with the heat. So staying inside and stitching, but I thought I'd jump on here and see if I can get my August monthly update filmed and out. We got a busy day ahead. Should have done this earlier. My parents were here in June for about 5 weeks, and then the end of early July, my son-in-law, I keep my granddaughter, and his job changed. I was keeping her half a day, and then I was keeping her with Brian's new job, keeping her all day. So I haven't had as much stitching time. I was too tired in the evenings after she went home. But Farrah started pre-K on Wednesday, and so I won't be watching her anymore, at least through the school year. I picked her up yesterday from school, and I pick her up again today, and she was grumpy yesterday, at least until in the car ride. Once we got to the house, she perked up and was her normal energetic, cheerful self, so that was good. But she seems to be, day one and day two seem to have gone well. We'll see how she is today when I pick her up. But and then I have two sets of in-laws. One's local and one's from Nebraska, and the out-of-state in-laws are arriving tomorrow and will be here for a couple of weeks. So need to get this filmed and get out. I almost decided not to do one, but I thought I'll see if I can get a shorter one out, and at least see what I've been working on and get it out, and hopefully, come September, things will settle down and be a little quieter and not so busy. So we'll get started. Quit yakking. So if you're new here, I have can't find my bag. Started a stitch along this year. I'll put the hashtag up here, the Primrose Quaker Sal, where I am working on stitching all of the little Quaker pillows from Primrose Cottage stitches. And for July, my Quaker was the Cocoa Quaker. So that's wrong one. I wanted to stitch that in July too, but didn't get to it. This one, the Cocoa Quaker, if you haven't seen it. So I finished that, and it is stitched on 28 count mushroom. Let me see, I forgot what I had. No, sorry, 32 count taupe is the linen, or is the even weave that I used, and I used all of the called for color and cotton threads, which was cherry cobbler, rustic black, tree lot, tusk. And there's one DMC 3776, which is the little bit of orange and the snowman's nose. But this was my finish. Turned out so cute. Really, these are my kind of Christmas colors. Really like the traditional red and white and green. So another one, number 7 down for the Quakers, done and dusted. I haven't gotten this one fully finished. I can't decide. I went to a local quilt store and got some fabric for the backing, and I think that'll be good. So I was thinking, I don't know what color rickrack to get. green or white. Anyway, need to make a decision and get it ordered so I can get that fully finished. And I bought enough of this that when I do get the which one is this? The Christmas quilt done, I'll have enough to back the back of that as well. So that was July's Quaker done. And then I say feel free to jump into the stitch along anytime if you want to just do one or do more than one. I've had a few people that are stitching along with me. In the description box below, I'll list what months and which Quakers that I'm stitching or have stitched. And so for August, the Quaker that I'm working on, here's the pattern, is the stitching Quaker. I think that might be my favorite. I don't know. And I'm stitching it on, let's see, where's that's the floss. That's it. Sorry. 28 count light ash gray, and it's another even weave. And again, this one uses all color and cotton threads. So this is my progress so far with where I am. So, like I said, I know most people could sit down in a couple of days and finish this one of these, but I'm a slow stitcher, and this is where. But I should be able to, hopefully, even with the in-laws here, finish this before the end of the month. And I have some fabric in my stash that's like sewing themed. I haven't pulled it out yet to see if I've got anything that'll match the colors, but it's too cute. So really, really enjoying stitching all of these Quakers. And this one I've got the stitching quilt to go with it as well, that I hope to be able to get done. Yep. And the stitching rules, I bought all those and all the enough fabric to do all three when I bought them all. So got that cut up in the appropriate sizes for each piece and in here all in one bag so I can keep it all together and work on it when I can. So those are the two Quakers. And then let's see, so a finish, a start. My other work in progress, brain, is I know there's several different stitch alongs going for next summer. July 2026 will be the 250th anniversary here in the States of the signing of the Declaration. And so there's a lot of, as I say, stitch alongs going along with that. And I decided to join, and I forgot to write down, she's not on YouTube, but she's on Instagram. Cajun Caroline or Caroline, I forgot to write it down. Anyway, started the hashtag America 250 Sal, which is to pick one big piece and stitch on it. So I pulled out Let Freedom Ring from Lila Studio and have gotten some progress. I was trying to make this my 25/7 piece, which I haven't successfully stitched on it every day, but I have made some progress. Say it's a big piece. Ugh. And I'm stitching mine on 36 count antique sampler from Victorian Motto shop. And this is it's all mostly DMC with some Gentle Arts threads. But this is how far I've made it. I say I managed to get the this ribbon-like border. So this is the end of page 1, and then down the edge of page 1. So if I can fill this area in, that'll be, and I've had some fudging to do in the leaf up here, and I think down here in the stalk, I don't know why it was off, but I fudged it. I don't think anybody will know the difference, and I don't, pretty sure of where it is and how it won't throw off any of the rest of my stitching. Fingers crossed on that one. So anyway, we'll see how far I can get before July 4th next year. So it's coming along. Like I said, without keeping Farrah out every day, I'm hoping to have get kind of some sort of routine with things and see how far I can get. Hopefully, get more stitching in. Fingers crossed. Sorry, I'm trying to rush through this so I can get done and do some house cleaning and stuff before the in-laws arrive. So if I forget anything, if you have questions, leave them down below and I'll try to get back to you. The only other thing that two other things. I did a little bit of stitching on my Quaker Virtues, but not enough to show. I think I only worked on it one Saturday for a little bit, for about an hour. I haven't touched my son-in-law's Christmas stocking since June, maybe, or anyway. So again, those were my Saturday, Sunday pieces. I was hoping to work on them, but that hasn't been happening. So, like I said, hasn't been a whole lot of stitching time. The other thing that I worked on, I had started the knitting cotton shrug by HitsKnitsPatterns. I found her on Etsy. The pattern's also on Ravelry. And I showed the start of this in my last video. So I did manage to finish it. And I knitted mine with, let me pull out, I had a lot of yarn left over. So I guess my math was off or my gauge is off, but I think I did a gauge swatch and it came out. So anyway, I'm stitching it with Pandemonium, which is a cascade. It's a 55% cotton and 45% viscose, which is from Bamboo. Really lovely yarn. I really liked working with it. It's really soft. And the color, color 7. So just a nice red. So, but yeah, I've got I bought 4 skeins and I only used 2, and just, I don't know where the other skein is. There it is. And the tiniest amount of the 3rd skein. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. So, but I'll hold this up. It's not, basically you knit a big or a long rectangle and then come back and seam up for the arms. But I was really, I don't know if I can, it's just one lace end turned out prettier than the other. I think this was the prettier end. Let's see if I can show this. So I was pretty happy with it. Anyway, I had knit it because I like sundress, sleeveless or strap, spaghetti strap, whatever sundresses, but I don't necessarily like my arms, so I wanted something just to cover up. And originally I started this to wear to my nephew's wedding, and but ended up buying a little light cardigan, summer cardigan, and a different dress to wear. But I did finish this just yesterday, so I have Chris insert a couple of pictures here of me with it on with the dress that I intended it for. So anyway, that's another finish. I say glad with, doesn't fit exactly like I thought it would, mostly up here, but I don't know that if I made the bigger size, but it fits me like it does. Well, it hangs there pretty much like it does in the picture in the pattern. So I'm guessing that's how it's supposed to be. So my first knitted garment for myself. So I hope to, there's another summer spring knit sweater, full-on sweater that I'd put on my Christmas list. I already have the pattern, not my Christmas, my birthday, which is this month. So I think we're going to go to the yarn store next weekend and get the yarn for that one for me to start. Maybe I can have it done for next spring. We'll see. So that is all of the making that I've managed to get done since last time. So I'll say not a ton. And but get done what you can, right? So I'll go through a few other things and let you guys go. Trying to decide what order I want to do this in. I think I mentioned last month in my video, I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and the shop in Arlington that had been here for 57 years closed in May. The ladies retired and thought we were going to be without a store. Well, a new store has opened, and not far from the old one. It's let's see, I'll link this down below too. Wild Cactus in Pantego. And I went in, I think she opened June 18th, and I was in there in July 17th, something like that. Anyway, I used my phone and took a brief video. So I'm going to have Chris insert that here. Hopefully, it was a very nice store. As I say, she'd only been open about a month, so she had, I would say, decent amount of stock considering she'd only been open a few weeks. But a really nice, bright space. The light, good lighting. I haven't made I think there's a couple of Wednesdays a month. I think the first one was, today's Friday. This past Wednesday of this week, there was a stitching meetup in the shop, which I wasn't able to go to. And I probably won't be able to make the next one on the 27th because family will be here. But hopefully in September, the Stitch Niche had stitch ups too, but I was always keeping Farrah. So again, that's another thing I'd like to do starting in September is start going to the stitching meetups there at the Wild Cactus. But hopefully, as you could see, she had a good amount of a thread wall. And then you saw in the video where my husband was sitting, so there's a place for the husbands to sit. And then on the back side, she's got her fabrics hanging up. And then, I don't know if you noticed, next to that was kind of an empty section, and she said that she's going to be bringing in frame moldings to hang up there, so she's going to be doing custom framing. So I'm excited to see what she gets in and get something framed by her and see, because I've had stuff done at Hobby Lobbies and Michael's here, at least my local ones. I know Some people have good luck with them. I haven't had the best luck with them. So I'm looking forward to having a needlework store frame my needlework. So, and I say the day that I was in there, I didn't buy a whole lot. Trying to cut back on the buying, but I did buy a few things. I went in there for thread, and those are what the projects they need to be. But she had a turn thing by the Register of Needle Minders, and I picked this one up. I thought that was too cute. There was another one in there I want to go back and get. It was like a tomato pincushion by the same maker. This is Flamingo Toes. So I got that, and then I got a needle threader, just because, is it going to show up? Anyway, I thought that was pretty. And then Tiny Modernist, the Thread Keeper, which I think this is a fairly new pattern. Is there a copyright date on it? I don't see one, but I think this is a fairly new pattern, the thread. I thought that was cute. So those were the little bit that I picked up at the Wild Cactus. So just very thankful to still have a needlework store. Be able to support them and have a place to go. And the other things, okay. I had watched, I don't think I wrote it down. Did I write it down? No, I didn't. I forgot to write down who it was I was watching on FlossTube. It was somebody new to me. Anyway, she showed a piece that she was working on, and it's a pattern by Maxim Cross Stitch, which is a Canadian designer. Gwendolyn's Bouquet, I think, is the name of the pattern, and the threads are from Roxy Flossco. So I haven't ordered the pattern or the thread yet, but I did go ahead and order from Hollis Hands Create. I ordered the linen that she was stitching that piece on. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a, I don't know, like terracotta kind of, but softer. It's not quite as orange. More, anyway, it's called Persimmon by Fiber on a Whim at 40 count. So anyway, I bought that for hopefully to order Gwendolyn's Bouquet. And then I was thinking, I don't know if you've seen Teresa Kogut's, it's a new pattern that came out last month, I think, or June. He Is Risen. It's an Easter piece. I was thinking that would look good on this too. So, but I haven't ordered either one of those patterns. So we'll see if I can get those, and I may get another piece of this because that's just, I thought that was really pretty. And then this was being on social media whim purchase. I've never been in a linen or, fabric club, and this one for Be Stitch Me came up, and so I joined it, and I got my first piece. I'm getting 32 count even weave, and this was the July color called What the Hay, and it's a really nice soft creamy yellow. Really, I like the color. And I got, in the club, you can either get neutrals or brights or a combo of both. So I signed up for both. So I can't wait for my August one to come and see what it is. But as soon as this came in, though, I immediately thought of the pattern. It's a hands-on design called Knee High by the 4th of July. It's like got a cornfield and a barn. I think there's a barn in it. Anyway, I have the pattern. It originally came out in a magazine, and I tried to find it here before I filmed, but it wasn't in the stack of magazines that I thought it was in, so I've got to go through more of my magazines to find it. And it's now a standalone pattern, but I thought that pattern would look good. The light is blowing this out. It's not quite so white. It's more creamy. Anyway, I thought that pattern would look really good on that. So my first Be Stitch Me fabric of the month. So we'll see how that goes. So I build up the stash a little bit. Let me set this aside. And other purchases. Fort Worth. Oh, I forgot the name. There's a online store in Fort Worth. Fort Worth Fabric Studio, maybe the name of it. Anyway, I've bought from them before and get quilt fabric, and they had 1 yard cuts on sale. So this fabric line came out a while ago, maybe a year ago, I'm not sure. Anyway, when they put the 1 yard cuts, I didn't buy it then, even though I really wanted it, but it's Moda Sunshine and Blue Skies, and it's got yellow roses on it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, so I got this piece. It's cotton. Thought I'd make a project bag out of it. And then I didn't realize when I ordered the blue that the blue was canvas. So that's the same print on a blue, and it's a canvas fabric, not a quilting cotton. So when I got this, I was like, oh, I'd bought this pattern within the last year or two, Firefly Tote by Noodlehead, and it uses the waxed canvas. So I thought, oh, I've got enough. So I'm going to make the smaller one, and it's, as I say, a knitting tote, drawstring. So I've gone and gotten all the supplies for it, and then I was in Michael's getting the leather handles and the drawstring and zipper, and I had a yellow at home, but it was more of a gold, and then I walked past the fabric and this was there, so I like the brighter yellow. So I'm going to use this for the pocket on the front, and anyway, I think that'll be really pretty. So I've now collected all the supplies to make it, so hopefully in my next video you'll see a finished tote bag and get that. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to put the yellow here on the pocket and then this part, and I think I have enough for the lining, so we'll see. The project one, does it give the dimensions? Anyway, I'm going to make the smaller one. So that is all of the acquisitions since my last video. And then the other thing that's been taking up time this last month is my in-laws that live here locally sold their home a couple of years ago and moved into an assisted living, and have had a couple of storage units since then, and they had whittled it down to one. And so the last month, Chris and I have been going over at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, to help Tanya go through things, and we're taking several loads to charity, and some of the stuff she's taken back to their apartment, and some of the stuff she's given to me, or I've so anyway, I thought I'd share some of those. These she had these they call tobacco baskets, or these are stitched, so cute little, I thought those could make some cute cross stitch finishes. I don't necessarily have anything right off the top of my head in mind. And then there's a bigger one. This one is 10 by 8, and then there's a bigger one that's 15 by 12. So I thought, oh, I'd maybe finish some cross stitch and put in these. So I appreciated that. And then I have some other of these antique linens already from Chris's grandmother's stuff, and I can't pass up. I'm hoping so this one looks like a dresser scarf, so It's the same on both sides. And I was thinking of seeing about finding either somebody, I did a brief look on Etsy and didn't come across anything, and I know they're out there because I've seen them before, people that make project bags with these. So, and I say I haven't done a YouTube search for tutorials yet, but I was thinking of turning some of this into project bags. So if you make project bags, or if you know somebody that does them with the linens, or have a recommendation, I'd appreciate, or a tutorial on making my own, I'd appreciate it. As to say, I haven't done any real digging as of yet. I haven't had a chance. Although I haven't even pulled these out to look at them. This one is a little towel, I guess. And but they're in pretty good shape. I mean, this one's really pretty. Another probably dresser scarf. The yellow. Isn't that pretty? Say, I love these antique linens. I've got a whole under the bed tub of stuff that when we emptied Chris's grandmother's house, and they've just been sitting there. I'm like, I need to do something with these. Oh, this one would be. And there's one on the other side. So yeah, that was one bag, and then the other one. These are pillowcases, are they? Yeah, pillowcases. Oh, that's pretty. This one's really pretty. But yeah, look at that. That lace work. So, saying this one is different. Let's see if I can hold this up where we can see it all. So, The other thing that I've been looking on Instagram, not Instagram, on Pinterest, is people cut these apart and put them in quilt squares to make a quilt top. So, I was to say, probably don't have the time to add this to the wish list, to-do list, but that's what I'd like to do, is turn these into something, because I don't, like I said, I've got more. This is just a recent acquisition. This one's very different. It looks very more 60s, 70s than the other stuff. I'm not sure I care for this one as much. I don't know. It's got some stains, but that one, and it's a long table runner. But I said this one's got some stains on it. But the lace on the end is really crochet, I think, is really pretty. And it looks like they colored the fabric. I know I've done that with quilting squares before, where you color it and a border around it. That's kind of what it looks like. And so, anyhow, thought I'd share those from I think, let's just say, I always forget something in these videos. Oh, hang on just a second. And I'm back. I almost forgot. Last month I was giving away a pattern of the little Mexican stitched pillows that my mom had stitched and I finished for her. And the winner of that is Red River Stitcher. So, Red River Stitcher, if you can, email me at yellowrosestitcher@hotmail.com, and my email is below in the description box. If you can email me your name and address, then I will get that sent out to you. And I say Mom had some other patterns that I was going to give away, but with the family coming, I'm going to wait until September and kind of say do a few of them, or 2 or 3 of them. Anyway, but not today. I was like, I don't have to worry about trying to get stuff out. So congratulations, and I hope that I say stay inside, stitch, stay cool, and I will see you in September. Bye.